Welcome to today's Apba Classics Baseball. Today's teams will be the 1969 World Champion New York Mets and the 1927 World Champion New York Yankees. What a year for sports fans in 1969, starting with the Jets winning the Super Bowl and then the Knicks winning the NBA, and then the Miracle Mets winning the baseball. Today's starting lineups quickly will be Tommy Agee, Ken Boswell, Cleon Jones, Art Shamsky at first, or in left field rather, Don Clendenin, Jerry Grote, Bud Harrelson, Wayne Garrett, and today's starting pitcher is Tom Seaver. We're going to use the Marino boards today. Seaver is a grade A or grade 19 pitcher with an X modifier. And starting for the Murderers Row, New York Yankees, Earl Coombs, Mark Koenig, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Bob Meusel, Tony Lazzeri, Anthony Dugan, or Duggan, Pat Collins, and White Hoyt, grade A YZ pitcher, or grade 15 for the Marino boards. I use the Marino boards when I have the master symbols on my teams. Not all my teams have. I've got a couple hundred classic teams, and some of them don't have the master symbols, and I like the basic game too. So here we go. Here's the first pitch to Tommy Agee. 53. So 16 on column 2. 16 is going to test the center fielder right away. Earl Coombs is a 2, fielding column 2, and that's going to be a base hit for Tommy Agee. He is a fast runner at first base. Ken Boswell will be the second hitter. There's a couple 31s on his card. I think we'll go ahead and try a hit and run. Here's the pitch to Boswell. That's a 0, a second column roll. 61 is going to be a 6. Double to right field, scoring Agee, and the 69 Mets are off to a hot start and take a 1-0 lead. Cleon Jones. Here's the pitch to Jones. 32 is a 26. Ground out to second base. That will move the runner to third for the first out. Art Shamsky, one of 2 300 hitters on the Mets starting lineup. 44 is the roll. That's going to be a 7. 7 on column 16. That's a single. And that one will score another run. Boswell crossing the plate. Shamsky holding it at first with an RBI single, and it's Mets 2, Yankees 1. Don Clendenin. 1-2 is a 25. That is going to be a ground out double play. Lazzeri to Koenig over to Gehrig to end the first inning. Score New York Mets 2, the Yankees coming to bat. Leading off for New York is Hall of Famer Earl Coombs. And the Yankees had 7 Hall of Famers in this lineup. Well, 6 in the lineup. Miller Huggins is in the Hall of Fame. And there's a 6-6 roll, 2, already right off the bat. That's going to be a triple for Earl Coombs. Both teams coming out of the dugout with their bats ready. Earl Koenig, the shortstop, comes to bat. Mets will play their infield back. Seaver pitches and strikes out Mark Koenig for the first out. Babe Ruth. So 1-1, there's a drive. It could be a home run for Babe Ruth, quickly tying the score for the Yankees at 2. Man, these teams mean business today. We're going to go to Lou Gehrig. 1 out. 35 is a 8. Gehrig's -1 against Seaver's grade 19, so it'll be a 20, 8 on a 20. Will be a fly out to left field for Lou Gehrig. 2 outs, and Bob Musil. 64 is a base on balls. Tony Lazzeri. 1-3 is going to be another walk to 14. No control modifier on Seaver's card. That'll bring up jumping Joe Dugan, the third baseman. 62 is a 26. That's going to be a infield pop-up to second base. Ending the first inning, score is tied 2-2. Mets fine catcher Jerry Grote will lead off the second inning. 44 is an 8. He's +1 against right-hander pitchers, making Hoyt a 14. It's going to be a fly out to left field. 1 down. Bud Harrelson. 53 is a 19. And that will test the third baseman for the Yankees, who is Joe Dugan. He's a 4. That's column 2, and that will be an error on Joe Dugan. So Harrelson goes to first with 1 out, and he is a fast runner. Wayne Garrett's the batter. The pitch to Garrett. 42 is a strikeout for the second out, and Tom Seaver will come to bat for the Amazons. There's White's pitch to Seaver. 42 is a strikeout, ending the top of the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Mets 2, Yankees 2. Pat Collins, the catcher, will lead off. 42 is walk, and that's the third Yankee walk early on in this game. White Hoyt will come to bat, and he will try to sacrifice. Squares around the bunt. Play result of 12. Safe at first on the fielder's choice. The third baseman was able to cut down the base runner at second, 5-4. And now Hoyt is the base runner, and he is a fast runner. Well, not a fast runner, he is average speed. And the top of the Yankee order, Earl Coombs. .26 is the roll. 27, the play result. It's going to be out at second, or X, it's got an X modifier, so Coombs is a strikeout, and there are 2 down to Mark Koenig. 51 is a 8, -1 against right-handers. Seaver is 19, so it'll be 8 on a 20. Probably out. That's going to be fly out to right field. So we have the top of the third, score tied at 2. And it looks like I forgot to change the scoreboard, but now it's correct. Hoyt comes on to take his warm-up tosses. And the Mets will lead off at the top of the order with Tommy Agee. Here's the pitch to Agee. 1-4 is a fly out to left field. Ken Boswell. 45 is a base on balls. Both pitchers working carefully to these lineups today. Cleon Jones is the batter. 1-4 is a fly out to left field. And Art Shamsky. 1-5 is an 8. He is -1 against right-handers. Makes Hoyt a 16. 8 on 16 is a play result of 33. Pop out to third. We go to the bottom of the third. Score is still tied at 2. And a lot of trouble coming to the plate for the Yankees. Here in the bottom of the third, we got Lou Gehrig on deck, Bob Musil in the hole, and Babe Ruth leading off for the Murderers Row. Homered his last time up. This time he takes a mighty whiff and strikes out for the first out. Lou Gehrig. 1-5, it's a 10. He's -1 against right-handers, making Seaver a 20. So 10 on 20 is going to be a base hit. So Gehrig is on. With 1 out, average speed, Long Bob Musil will be the hitter. 1-5 is going to be an 11. He is a -2 modifier, making Seaver 21. 11 on 21 is going to be a fly out to right field. 2 outs. Tony Lazzeri. Most of the time those 11s are hits, but tough pitcher, it's on Seaver. Here's Lazzeri. 64 is a strikeout. We go to the top of the fourth. Score tied at 2. Don Clendenin will lead off for the Mets. He had some power, 16 homers and 331 at-bats in 1969. Hoyt winds and pitches. 63 is a 13-play result, a strikeout. And Jerry Grote comes to bat. Here's the pitch to Jerry Grote. That's a 1-1. That's a second column roll. So it looks like he's going to barrel one up here. 23 is a 6, will be a 6 on a, be +1, so it'll be 14. And that's blank. So 2-base hit for Jerry Grote. If there was an M there, let's see, Hoyt does not have an M, or does not have an M on his card, so it'd still be a double. So Grote's at second. Bud Harrelson comes up with 1 down. Here's the pitch to Harrelson. 45 is going to be a 14-play result. That's going to be a walk. He has a Z modifier, does Hoyt, but with nobody on first, that's still a walk. 2 on for the Mets. And now Wayne Garrett's the batter. 218 hitter, pitcher's next. Hoyt's going to man up and pitch to him and not walk him to get to the pitcher. Here we go. Here's the pitch to Garrett. 54. 32 is a fly out to right field. And the runner's hold. That runner could tag up and go to third, but Gordon is not a fast runner. That's 2 outs, and the pitcher, Tom Seaver, is the batter. Here's the pitch to Seaver. 32 is the play result of 26, and that's an infield pop-up. Measured by Tony Lazzeri, and he makes the catch, ending the top of the fourth. Mets 2, Yankees 2. We go to the bottom of the fourth, and leading off for the Bronx Bombers will be Joe Dugan. We're at the bottom of the order, where it's Dugan, Collin, and the pitcher. Here's the pitch to Dugan. 43, 29 play results, a X modifier, so Dugan strikes out for the first out in the fourth inning. Pat Collins comes to bat. 61 is a 24 play result, ground out to the shortstop. Handled by Bud Harrelson, throwing over to Don Clendenin. And that brings the bat to pitcher Wade Hoyt. 1-2 is a 25, and that's going to also be an X modifier, so he strikes out. We go to the top of the fifth, score tied 2-2. Top of the Mets order, and Tommy Agee, he is 1 for 2, scored a run. Here's the pitch to Agee, 41, 28's a ground out to shortstop. 1 away. Ken Boswell. There's a 6-6 roll. That's going to be a second column roll for Ken Boswell, the second baseman. 43 is going to be 7, though. It's a single for Boswell. Fast runner at first, Cleon Jones. 51 is the roll. That's an 8. -2 against right-handed pitchers, making Hoyt a 17. So 8 on 17 is 34. A pop-out or shortstop, but he has a Y modifier, which is a strikeout with Hoyt. He has a Y modifier. So 2 down, Art Shamsky. That's a 6-6 roll. It could be a home run unless Hoyt has an H on his card. And he does not, so that's going to be out of here for Art Shamsky. And the Mets take a 4-2 lead. Boswell crosses the plate, Shamsky crosses the plate. And that brings the bat Don Clendenin. With 2 outs. 41, 24 is a ground out to shortstop. Go to the bottom of the fifth. It is now Mets 4 and the Yankees 2. Tom Seaver comes back out on the mound, take his warm-up pitches. And he will face the top of the order and Earl Coombs. Here's the pitch to Earl Coombs. Fly out to left field. Mark Koenig, who is 0 for 2. 64 is a strikeout. 2 away. And here is Babe Ruth, the Bambino. Got a hold of one in the first inning. Struck out his next time up. This time, 42 is going to be a walk. So the Yankees have a base runner, and Lou Gehrig, who is 1 for 2 of the single. Pitch to Gehrig. 1-4 is a fly out to left field, ending the fifth inning. We go to the top of the sixth. The Miracle Mets 4, Bronx Bombers 2. Jerry Grote will lead off the inning. This is the third time he's led off an inning for the Mets. You probably don't want to have your catcher leading off every time, but that's the way it's worked out today. 25 is the ground out to second base for the first out. Bud Harrelson. 63 is a fly out to center field. 2 quick outs, and Wayne Garrett comes to bat. 36 is a ground out to third base. I'll comment here, on the Marino board it says first base, and there's a lot of 12s that come up, so I changed it to third base. It's going to be an out. Okay, we go to the bottom of the sixth. Mets 4, Yankees 2. Tom Seaver is back out to the mound. He will face, not Gehrig, made the last out, Bob Musil. Here's the pitch to Musil. 53 is a 15 on column 2. That's going to test the left fielder, who is Art Shamsky. He's a 1, column 3. That's going to be a base hit, and there's going to be an error. He bobbles the play in left field, sending Musil a second. So a single and an error on left field. So nobody out. Tying run will come to the plate in the form of Tony Lazzeri. Lazzeri is 0 for 1. He has walked, strikeout. Here's the pitch. The 36 is a walk to Lazzeri. First 2 runners are on. And we have Joe Dugan. Dugan is 0 for 2. Popped out to second and struck out. Here's the pitch to Dugan. That's a 64. He swings and misses for strike 3. Pat Collins. Tom Terrific has struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hitters today. Here's the pitch to Collins. 62 is a 22. And that's going to test the pitcher, Seaver, who is a fielding column, who's a 2. Fielding column 2 is blank, goes back to column 3, and that's going to be an error on Tom Seaver. Loading the bases for the Yankees. Timeout. There's going to be a pinch hitter. Okay, the Yankee pinch hitter will be Ben Pascal. He is a right-handed batter, but only -3 against right-handers and a .317 average. Let's see if he can put a coin in the merry-go-round and get some base runners running toward home. Here's the pitch. 26 is going to be a 29. That is Y. Let's see, Y modifier doesn't have a Y. It's going to be out at home, but with 2 outs. No, it's going to be a ground ball back to Seaver, who throws over to first base for the final out of the 6th inning. And Tom Seaver survives a major threat here in the 6th. The new pitcher for the Yankees will be Miles Thomas. He is a grade C reliever with W modifier. He is a grade 5 for the Marino boards. Miles Thomas. Tom Seaver will lead off the Mets top of the 7th inning. Mets still hold a 4-2 lead. 55 is a 21. That will test the first baseman, Lou Gehrig. He's a 4 fielder. That is column 1. And he will be retired unassisted by Lou Gehrig at first base. For the first out, we go to the top of the order and Tommy Agee. Here's the pitch to Agee. 51 is a 9, -3, so it'll be a 9 on an 8. Play result is 33, or a pop out to second base. 2 outs. Ken Boswell, who is 2 for 2, double, single, and walked. 51 is a 9. He's a +1 against right-handed pitchers, so it makes Thomas a 4. 9 on a 4 is going to be a base hit. So a solid performance today by the second baseman, Ken Boswell. He's going to be up first with 2 outs. He's got speed. Cleon Jones is the batter. Here's the pitch to Cleon Jones. 53 is a 17. That will test the right fielder, who is Bob Musil. He's a 2. So call him 2. It's going to be a fly out to right field. Ending the top of the 7th inning. Go to the bottom of the 7th. Mets 4, Yankees 2. We're at the top of the Yankee order. Earl Coombs will lead off. He has 1 for 3 with a triple. 61 is a 40. That's going to be a foul ball for strike 1. 45 is going to be a walk to Earl Coombs. Mark Koenig. .44 is going to be a 7, and he's -1, so it'll be 7 on a 20. That's going to be a fly out to left field. 1 down. Brings up Babe Ruth. .42 is going to be a walk. They're starting in the Mets bullpen. Here's Lou Gehrig. Ron Taylor is currently warming up in the Mets bullpen. Here's the pitch to Gehrig. 44 is going to be a 6, -1, so 6 on a 20. Then it's going to be a double, and both runs will score, tying the game at 4. Timeout. Okay, manager Gil Hodges is going to go to the bullpen here, and Ron Taylor will be the new Mets pitcher, grade B Z modifier. For the Marino boards, he is a 14 grade pitcher. Gehrig is on second. 1 down, Bob Musil is the batter. There's a pitch to Musil. That's a 0, second column roll. 26 is a 6. That's going to be a double, and the run will score. I believe we've got to check for the letter. -2 on Taylor will be a 16. 6 on 16. It is a double. Gehrig scores. And get the scoreboard. It was 4-4. Now it's 5-4. New York. All those runs will be charged to Tom Seaver. Tony Lazzeri is the batter with 1 down. Here's the pitch to Lazzeri. 46 is a strike 3. 2 outs. And Joe Dugan is the hitter. 62 is a 26. It's going to be a ground out to second base. Ending the 7th inning, we go to the top of the 8th. It's now the Yankees 5 and the Mets 4. Miles Thomas stays on to pitch the 8th inning for the Yankees. And Art Shamsky will lead off for the Mets. He is 2 for 3. He has a home run in today's game. Here's the pitch. 46 is a 29. Play result is a ground out back to the pitcher Thomas. Throws over to Gehrig for the first out. Don Clendenin, the batter. 1-3 is going to be a walk to Clendenin. Mets will be able to bring up the tying run. Jerry Grote. 1-4 is a 30. Fly out to left field. Not deep enough for Clendenin to move. Bud Harrelson's the batter with 2 outs. 31 is a base on balls. Puts a tying run on first. Wayne Garrett. He's a left-handed batter, but Still -1. We're gonna pitch to Garrett. 41 is a 26, and that is going to be a infield pop-up to Tony Lazzeri, ending the top of the 8th inning. Pat Collins will lead off the Yankees, bottom of the 8th. Then we'll probably have a pinch hitter for New York. Here's the pitch to Collins. 31 is going to be a walk. And maybe not have a pitch hitter. Thomas will stay in the game and sacrifice bunt. '43 is a 29. Safe at first. The first baseman was able to get it quickly and cut the runner down to the shortstop. So a fielder's choice. And there is one out, and back to the top of the order. Miles Thomas is the base runner. Earl Coombs. 21 is a fly out to left field. 2 outs. Mark Koenig. '64 is a strikeout. We go to the top of the 9th. Yankees 5, Mets 4, timeout. Okay, we have some changes here in the top of the 9th. First of all, on the pitch for New York will be their closer, Wilson Moore. Had 13 saves. He's used as a starting pitcher quite a bit, but he had 13 saves in the 1927 season. He is a grade 17 pitcher with YZ modifiers. And the Mets will counter with a pinch hitter, Ed Kranepool. Here's the pitch to Kranepool. He's batting for the pitcher. There's a 6 result on +1 would be 16, 6 on 16. It's a double unless there is an M, and there's no M on Moore's card, so that's a double for Ed Kranepool to lead off the Mets' 9th. So the Mets have the tying run at second base. Okay, at the top of the order, Tommy Agee is a -3 against right-handed pitchers. There's no outs. They're run down. 44 is a 8. He will be out at first, fielded by Wilson Moore, and the sacrifice is successful, moving Kranepool to third. That brings up Kenny Boswell, who is 3 for 3 today. And I think Wilson Moore is going to walk him. I got a timeout to think about this. Yeah, Miller Huggins is walking out to the mound. He wants to talk it over with his pitcher, Wilson Moore. Yankees could play the infield in, which would take 5 off his pitching grade and make him a 12 pitcher. Or they could walk him and try to set up a double play. They're going to walk him, and Boswell goes to first. Brings up Cleon Jones with 1 down. Some managers here would walk and load the bases, but personally I hate that. Just puts too much pressure on the pitcher. He is a Z pitcher though, because then if he walks the next batter, run scores. They're going to try to get the double play. He's a tough hitter. Here's the pitch to Cleon Jones. 21 is a strikeout. That is a big, big strikeout for the Bronx Bombers. That brings the bat Art Shamsky. Last chance for the Mets. Here's the pitch to Archamsky. 6-6 roll. That might be. It could be. He is -1, be 18. 1 on the 18. There's a G in the box. There is, which would turn it into a double, but there's no G on the card. That's a home run. A 3-run home run for the amazing Miracle Mets, scoring Cranepool, Boswell, and Shamsky. It is now New York Mets 7, Yankees 5. Don Clendenin's the batter. Well, it looked like mostly Moore might get out of it when he recorded the strikeout with a runner on third, but didn't hold up. Here's the pitch to Clendenin. 56 is a strikeout, but a big inning for the New York Mets. Score now is going into the bottom of the ninth. Mets 7, Yankees 5. Well, this game is not over yet. We're in the middle of the order. Ruth, Gehrig, and Musil will be the batters, and the Mets will have a new pitcher. The new pitcher is Tug McGraw, who is a grade A X modifier, 17 on the Marino boards. McGraw is out to take his warm-up pitches, and it's going to be a tall order. We'll see what happens. Here's the pitch to Ruth. 23 is a ground out to third base. 1 down. Lou Gehrig. 56 is going to be a pop-up to the shortstop, Bud Harrelson. 2 away, and Bob Musil is the Yankees' last hope. Here's the pitch to Bob Musil. The roll is 25. That's a 10. -2 would be 10 on a 19. And that is just barely a base hit. That's going to be a hit for Bob Musil, keeping the Yankees alive. So he is going to give a tying run a chance to come to bat. And that is a Hall of Famer, Tony Lazzeri. Tony Push 'em Up Lazzeri, 309 hitter, 18 home runs in 1927. He is a right-handed batter, -3 against right-handed pitchers, making McGraw a 20, but here's the pitch. That's a 1-1. 4 on a 20 is going to be a triple for Tony Lazzeri, and the Yankees are not going down easy. Musil scores. Lazzeri goes to third with 2 outs. Jim Dugan will be the batter. 7-6 is the score. Timeout. Okay, Gil Hodges is going to take a walk to the mound, and he's going to talk it over with McGraw. Does he want to walk the next 2 batters to get to a pinch hitter, the pitcher spot, or pitch to Dugan? 269 hitter with a -3 against right-handers. McGraw's going to say, let's go ahead and pitch to Dugan. Here's the windup, the pitch to Dugan. 46 is a strikeout, strike 3, ending the game, but a thrilling game it was here today in the Bronx. The final score of the New York Mets of 1969, 7. The Murderers Row Yankees of 1927, 6. We'll be back with a wrap-up. Okay, quite a thriller in the Bronx today, taken by the New York Mets 7-6 over the 27 Yankees. This game had the Mets scoring 7 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors. The Yankees getting 6 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. The winning pitcher was Tim McGraw, and the losing pitcher was Wilcie Moore. But the star of this game is Art Shamsky. Art Shamsky was 3 for 5 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. That's a 6 RBI day for Art Shamsky. He is definitely the star of today's game. I hope you enjoyed it. And until tomorrow, this is Apba Brian saying goodbye and God bless.